Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video. To give you guys a little bit of a background, a few years ago, my mom decided to sell her large house and move into a tiny house. She bought a shed that was just a shell and she converted it into her tiny home. In February, I did a tour of her tiny home, and wow, does the internet love tiny home tours, because that video went viral, I guess you would say. We have been talking about doing another tour for many months. We haven't had time, haven't got around to it. Mom's always working on something in this house, but we're finally getting to it today. Mom's done lots of updates to the house. If you haven't seen the first video, go ahead and check it out, and then you can see all the changes that Mom have made, and we will also talk about them during this tour. She also has her beautiful Christmas decorations up, so I'm really excited to bring you this tour of Mom's tiny home.
Hey, y'all come on in.
So this is the living room when you first walk in the door. This is a shed converted. It's 475 square feet of living space, and there are two large loft areas.
Okay, we're going to start with my yellow chair. If you haven't watched the video where Susan did a home tour, my chair was yellow, and when I tried to clean the fabric, there's some kind of undercovering on it that turned it black. So I had to buy me a cover to go on my chair. And when you get old, when you get old and you're short, your feet have to touch the floor. And anyway, so I've got a cover for my yellow chair. I didn't get rid of it because I don't like getting rid of stuff. But I had to get rid of my futon that used to sit right here. And I got a new sofa with a sofa bed. So the grandkids and everybody would have a place to sleep. Also, I got this
Ottoman.
coffee table, but it's storage for dress up clothes and Christmas ornaments and stuff like that. And when you do live in a tiny house or a shed conversion, you always have to have lots of storage, lots and lots of storage. Okay, and you also can't have a very big Christmas tree. Not gonna lie, that's a little 4-foot Christmas tree. I love it, but the day after I put it up, the pre-lit lights went out, and so yeah.
That's why I don't ever do any.
I know, but it was working, and then I put another run of lights on it.
Those are some cute bulbs you got on there.
Yeah, they are.
And it's sitting on top of the antique
sewing machine. Yeah, I had a pretty rough year. I lost two of my very best friends this year, my mother-in-law and my sister. And that was my mother-in-law's mother's sewing machine, and it got passed down to me, and I'm so proud of it. Love it. And this is my mom. She's a saint in my mind. And these, I found these poinsettias at the thrift store when me and Susan went thrifting, and I loved the color of them. And I was going to try to, work my Christmas around that color, and gold and things like that, and just love that little setting right there.
This is what we call the graduation wall.
Very proud of my graduates. We have a new one since the house tour. My grandson Jake, that was staying with me, he's not living here anymore, but he graduated in May. Very proud of him. My next one will be Braxton, and that should be in 2 years. 2 years?
Yes.
Okay. This credenza, I can't say it, was in my bedroom, and I used it for storage for my clothes. But I moved it in here because of the television, and I really enjoy it being in here. It fit
I was
just
gonna say it fits absolutely
perfect.
in that spot.
Perfect in that spot between the stairs and the wall. And it was a spot that wasn't really used very much. So that's a really good thing right there. And then I got this at Hobby Lobby the other day, and my granddaughter was with me, and she said, "You are blowing my mind buying that glitter wreath," which I don't usually do that, but it was just so beautiful.
It was very pretty in the
very,
pictures you sent me.
very pretty. And I bought some new Christmas stuff this year, and I haven't done that in about 15 years. So, but it was because of my color scheme, and I really wanted to just step out of my comfort zone.
Now this was an old lamp, right? Did you painted this shade?
I did paint this shade. It was white. And I wanted it to tone it down just to have the ambiance in the room. And I painted it. I have another one, just another lampshade just like it, but I'm going to wait and see. You know, you never know what you're going to do.
I don't know if y'all have seen the first video, but if you haven't, this is the stairs up into this loft. Now this loft is where the grandkids play video games or sleep sometimes. So that's actually a livable loft up there. This one over here is more just storage, or is just storage. So the steps pretty much stay over here, but these steps can also move.
Yeah, they unlock, the wheels unlock, and I can roll them over. Of course, I have to really watch my ceiling fan, but I can roll them over there and lock them down and get in the storage loft.
Which she really can't get in.
Yeah, you don't need to look.
No, oh yeah, that's, well, you know, people
yeah,
like to find out about storage.
Yeah, this is a lot of storage right here. I'm telling you. My guy that did my sheetrock suggested that because I was talking to him a lot when I was building the stairs, and he said you need to leave that open so you can put storage in there because you're going to need it.
Yeah, so Mom built these steps.
Yeah.
And you had to add a gate, right?
I did, because I have a wild child.
My grandson, her great-grandson, is here a lot. She keeps him some during the week, and he started climbing, so she had to add stairs.
Yeah, and every time we have one of the so when one of the older grandsons is here and or whatever, or upstairs, it just drives Anderson crazy. So I had to put this little door on here, and I put a little a chain to where I could lock it every time. And every now and then he gets really mad about it, and he'll just stand here and just shake it. He's so funny. And I moved my table over here. Anderson has a little booster seat that I put in that chair right there and lock him in it. And so he loves it, and he can see the television. I got this little cedar chest at the flea market, and I love it. It's a Lane cedar chest, and it's usually covered with toys. But, you know, I went ahead and did that because he's not here but a couple of days a week. So, and then I still have my little fireplace. I got rid of the big one, and I got one of the radiator heaters to go if I need it. But this one is really sufficient unless it gets down in the 20s. So I really like it, and it's so small that you still have plenty of walking room through here.
And now we're going to move on into the kitchen. There's been a few changes in here as well since the first video.
This was like a teal color, a real light teal color in here, and I wanted a little bit more depth or what? Yeah, warmth. So I just bought a little sample paint of this color just to see if I liked it, and loved it, and painted the whole thing, and still had paint left over. So if you've got a small area like this, just get a sample. And I got a new sink. My other sink was about this big, but I knew I had more room, so I went ahead and my grandson helped me put it in. But I still need a lot of trim work done. Stuff. I'm trying to get my bathroom finished and do all my trim at one time, so I won't have to, go buy trim and go buy trim and go buy trim.
Open shelves are new too.
Yeah.
I think you had said before that.
Yeah.
You were going to do that.
Yeah, and I love them. On the top shelf is Halloween candy.
Well, and Halloween was just last week.
I know, and it's I'll take it down when the kids are here, but when they're not here, I'll just stick it up there. go ahead and look at it. I've done a little changing in here. I broke my ceiling fan. Can't remember how, but I'm sure it had. Okay, sure it had something to do with a vacuum cleaner or a broom or something. But anyway, I put this new light up. I am looking for a shorter bulb to go in it, but I haven't found one yet.
But you want the Edison bulb? And
yeah, I want that color. And I put a window in my room, which I didn't have, and put my plants in here so they would, wouldn't be, out in the middle of everything. No, not all my plants, but yeah. And still working on.
Plenty of room in here for her full size bed.
Yeah.
Plenty of walking room. She even has a back door here that goes to the back porch. Don't think we're going to get around to much outside today.
Yeah, I'm just going to open it just to.
Yeah, you can open the door.
Yeah, just to. I'm working on repainting the house, and I've got the whole house painted, but I'm still working on trim as far as the railings and all that goes. So it'll get done when it gets done. I'm not in any hurry. There's an old saying: when you get your house done, you're ready to die. So I don't really care if I get the house done.
Don't ever get your house done, Mom.
Yeah, I don't really care when I get it done, And the bathroom.
Closet, but I was instructed not to open any doors.
Yeah, I've got stuff shoved in there. Yeah.
All right, so the bathroom is still not
a work in progress. Yeah, but I did change this color scheme up a little bit just to. I've got a guy that's going to do my subway tile. I will. I got a guy that's going to come do the subway tile for me, and he hasn't got back with me about how many I need to buy and stuff. But I'm just going to go ahead and do it all white subway tile, so I won't ever have to worry about it again, and it's easy to clean.
And it's already got the waterproof backing in the whole room.
Yeah.
Because that was your original plan, was to tile the whole bathroom.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so, and then I've got my plans drawn for this cabinetry that's going to go here. There'll be a cabinet here and a cabinet here, just like it'll just be surrounding the washer. That'll be all you see. Mm-hmm. And I also drew plans, Susan, for my vanity. Because, I told you I could go with 15 inches. Mm-hmm. But guess what? This is 12. So we're not ever going to find a 12-inch anything at a flea market or anything.
What is wrong with this?
I could do a 36.
Oh, you want
countertop? Yeah, I could put this in the middle of it and have countertop on both sides.
Okay.
So whenever he gets the bathroom done is when but I've got the plans drawn for the vanity and for the cabinetry to go here whenever I did get my window trimmed out. I don't think it was done last time, but I got my window all trimmed out with a little shelf ledge on it.
And maybe one day in the future we'll have a tour with the bathroom done.
Woohoo! Yeah, Tony was going to try to get it done before this video, but he had 3 or 4 jobs he was working on, and he works 2 different jobs anyway, so I knew he wasn't going to make it. But that's okay. I'm not worried about it a bit.
Okay, thanks so much for the tour of your home, Mom. Do have a couple questions, or at least one question. I have a lot of viewers that love the tiny home tours, and they need all the advice that they can get. So do you have any advice for someone that is considering going small living?
Watch YouTube videos on small living, and make sure you put a dehumidifiers in your home, because there's not an airflow like there is in a large home with the higher ceilings, which I know I have high ceilings in here, but not in my bathroom, in my kitchen. So on top of my refrigerator, I have a small dehumidifier, and in my bathroom, I have a dehumidifier that gets all the moisture out, and probably about once a week, I have to empty them. So there's a lot of moisture collects in a low ceiling, small space. So yeah, but be sure to watch videos, because there's so much stuff I have gotten from the videos that I've watched.
It teaches you how to have storage areas and things
exactly.
You wouldn't think about.
Right. And just, use your imagination.
Thanks, Mom.
Your
house is beautiful.
Thank you.
Just like you.